Okay, Mary, thanks so much for taking the time. You just came out of your latest session. Give us a little taste of what that was about.
Yeah, absolutely. We were able to take a look in our session about how districts can use data to really inform the decisions that they're making, and how data discoveries relate to finding four-leaf clovers, because a lot of times when we're looking for data discoveries, we're looking for so-called four-leaf clovers. We're looking for anomalies. And so we got to talk about the necessary tools of perspective, conditional dependencies, and making sure we have enough data, right? Because in education, we want to make sure we have multiple measures and that we're using enough data to make valid conclusions.
But now, sometimes in the education space, data can be considered a dirty word. A lot of educators will not necessarily think that it's something to their advantage. Give them the argument of how data these days is being used to their benefit.
Absolutely. So I'm right there with you, and I'll just help everyone remember. How many hotels have you been in that don't have a floor number 13? We in the society have phobias around numbers, and that translates to data. And as you said, makes data dirty to some folks. But what I love about what's happened, especially over the last couple of years, is technology has really enabled us to take data and turn it into something that helps educators make better decisions through streamlined insights and streamlined reporting in ways that help folks figure out what to do next. And you know what? With a dashboard product, which is a lot of the products we use in education, what's next isn't always a specific action, but it can point educators in the directions of the next questions to ask, the next investigations to do. And to me, those are the best tools. Dashboards are exploratory in nature, but they really help you take the next steps to make sense of what's occurring and how to use best practices to serve kids.
Right. Now, I know that a lot of times data is pressed upon the administrators when you're looking at that dashboards and kind of the big picture for districts. But can it be used in the classroom as well?
Absolutely. At ClassLink, I'll just give you an example. At ClassLink, we provide a tool. We call it My Classes, and it is for teachers. And it allows teachers to understand what ed tech resources are being used by their students, how they're spending their time, how much time, and be able to make decisions about whether different resources should be used based on how instruction is occurring in the classroom, whether more time needs to be spent on a given resource. For example, maybe more time needs to be spent on a tier 2 resource to make sure intervention is occurring appropriately. And so that's just one tool we provide to teachers to help give them immediate insight into the data related to applications and ed tech usage. But more and more we're seeing products out here on the market that are aimed for teachers.
Now, as we're sitting here at the Future of Education Technology Conference, give us a little glimpse of what you see happening in the future when it comes to data analytics in the classroom and in the school district at large.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think that in the future, we're going to be much more reliant on systematic data. In the past, when we were talking about the homework gap, we really looked at things like, do students have devices? Do they have access to internet? And a lot of that data was gleaned from surveys, right? And with new analytics that we have, you're able to look straight in to see, well, who has a device, who has internet, who's logging on? Because those are precursors to being able to log on. So I think what we've seen in the last couple of years, and we're continuing to see, is a shift to more systematic data use, which is absolutely necessary to understand the big picture of what's going on. I'd be remiss if I also didn't mention AI, right?
Of course.
So we know that along with the improvements to dashboards to help lay people make sense of what's going on in their ecosystems, AI is another really powerful tool that's going to let folks ask questions and receive responses that are supported by data. And that's something I know we are really looking forward to utilizing even more at ClassLink.
Well, thank you so much for your time and your insights. I appreciate it.
Thank you.